That's hot. All right, you got a little Gimme Shelter from the Rolling Stones right now. And it's almost time.
Hey folks, it's time for Jim Bob's Redneck Adventures with the Miss Lou's Must News. Everything you need to know about what's going on in our local communities. And now here's Jim Bob.
Oh, good morning, Miss Lou. I hope you're having a beautiful day out there in your part of the world. It's a beautiful day in here in the AT&T studios here, Miss Lou Media and Mid-South Broadcasting. And I tell you what an awesome show we've got here this morning, and an amazing guest. And without further ado, I'm gonna spin this camera around and make sure I got everything in line here. But before we get started, I'm gonna do one of these. Mayor Dan the Man Gibson.
Man, that's a nice ovation.
How about that? Did you see all the people standing up out there in the gallery? Or the gallery? Or
how do y'all fit them all here in the studio?
They're all over that wall over there, so that's the wall of fame. But anyway.
It's great to see you, Jim Bob.
Good to see you, Mayor.
Good to be here with you. And gosh, love your studios here. Love what you do for the Miss Lou. And it's great to be with you this morning.
I'm gonna tell you what, this is like a dream come true, so to say. And I'll just kind of give you the short skinny of this. This office we're actually sitting in was my dad's office. This building, the All Good Now Media Center, way back in the day, March 3rd, 1980, we went in business as a family business, as All Good Business Machines and All Good Computers. And in the height, up until a couple of years ago, when my main competition, so to say, decided that they wanted the family business more than I did. Yeah. After 40 years of doing copiers and computers, and even though I'm the Jim Bob character on the TV show, my background is computer science and marketing. And but now I've come home full circle to come back here to the All Good building. Yeah. Me and Dad built this building early 1980s, and man, I'm so glad that.
Man, that's great.
So now this was my office for several years as a business machine, but now I'm getting to have really a lot of fun.
Oh, listen, I can
Radio,
tell.
TV.
I can tell. So it's all good here.
It is all good. It's all good at all good.
That's great.
So speaking of all good, sir, it's been all good for the city of Natchez since the moment, and it gives me goosebumps, since the moment you knew and everybody knew that you were the new.
And what's happening in Natchez is truly amazing. The business growth we've had, all the new people moving in, the houses they're selling, our reduction in crime, everything that's happening in our parks.
Sure.
Some exciting announcements just yesterday with
a lot of equipment on the way.
Village. A lot of equipment coming, I tell you.
I've been watching your Facebook. That's I grew up around Duncan Park and a lot of the parks around here, and you know, I can close my eyes and remember climbing on the different, the seesaws and things that, and I believe I want to talk about a billiard room. I know you got to get out of here in 30 minutes. I don't know if we can get it all in 30 minutes.
Let me tell you, first of all, Monday we did approve the proposals, long-awaited plan to renovate the playgrounds.
Right.
And we came in under budget, amazing during the pandemic time.
Sure.
And our post-pandemic time. We're not in the pandemic anymore, just dealing with the aftermath.
Sure.
But do you know we are now about to, by fall, have new playground equipment, really nice playground equipment at every park in Natchez. It'll be the first time in almost 30 years.
Amazing. Because a lot of that playground equipment, a lot of it's been there at some of those parks for maybe plus 30 years.
My son just turned 28 in March, and he
was
played on a lot of it when he was a little kid.
Sure.
The sad thing, we were hoping to leave the playground equipment until we could get the new equipment in.
Yes, sir.
And we had to pull it recently because it was deemed unsafe.
Okay.
And that was really sad to do.
Sure.
Oh, I hate seeing the parks, without the equipment. But the good news is by fall, our children, Duncan Park, North Natchez, Osceola, and all others in between, Concord, Madison, Jack Wade. I bet people don't even realize we got 6.
Absolutely.
They're all going to have new equipment. Also, we're almost finished with the renovation of the existing bathrooms. We're now looking at how we might can add some more bathrooms. We're about to open bids on a contractor for the renovation of the youth center at North Natchez.
Okay.
There'll be a $500,000 project.
Right.
We are also about to go to bid for a contractor on the renovation of the golf clubhouse at Duncan Park. And we also now have plans underway. We have the consultant working to renovate the ball fields at Duncan Park. And
Awesome.
that will be done, we hope, by this fall.
Many of us grew up playing on Carol Jones and Spray Gousset and Barky's Pig Pen, and we go back to 1950ish when IP and many of those big smokestacks came to Natchez.
Yeah.
Many of those ball fields are named after those great men that helped bring the plants here to Natchez and do other great economic things.
Right.
Because if you go back to the 1850s, golly, per capita, more multimillionaires.
Yeah.
But anyway, fast forward into the 1950s and then the early 2000s, and before that, all our smokestacks and a lot of Natchez as we knew it, as many of us that have been here all our lives. Man, we had some economic. I don't want to say that old saying that many of us business guys around here and gals said 20-something years ago. I mean, last person out of town turned out the light.
Right.
Now you've reversed that light bulb. We went from about a 25-watt light bulb to a 250-watt neon.
We're trying.
Spotlights.
We're working hard every day, but it hasn't just been me, Jimmy. It's been you. It's been so many partners here in Natchez and in the Miss Lou, talking Natchez, promoting Natchez, reaching out to bring opportunity to Natchez,
Sure.
And then also to build opportunity right here at home, and to build unity, to build community, to bring people together.
Sure.
And I'm really grateful too to people at the state level, at the federal level, who have brought real money to Natchez in terms of state dollars, federal dollars. In fact, just yesterday, we announced that we'd had some soft announcements but we were there at Grand Village.
Sure. Heard all about that, man.
It was
Go ahead.
fantastic. We were there with Katie Blunt, who's the executive director for Mississippi Department of Archives and History,
Right.
and also Lance Harris, who is the director there.
Does a great job.
Does a great job at Grand Village and also oversees Jefferson College.
And I want to touch on that because I believe there's something special out there.
Jimmy, it's all in one. $8 million is coming to us, to the Mississippi Legislature.
Right.
A lot of hard work's gone into this.
Okay.
And that $8 million is going to help with two things. It's going to create a multi-million-dollar visitor center at the Grand Village, a full-blown renovation expansion of the existing one that dates back to the 1970s. And then it's also going to result in restoration of Jefferson College, the establishment of a museum,
Sure.
a gateway, welcome gateway, if you will, to Southwest Mississippi there. And also, this is so exciting, a workforce development center that will be sponsored by Mississippi State University and Tulane.
Tulane, I heard.
And
Yes,
it's
sir.
for historic renovation. People who want to go into the field of historic preservation, they can come here. There will be dormitories there.
Sure.
And they can have hands-on learning, and not only restoring Jefferson College, but also restoration projects right here in Natchez.
Sure.
And in the Southwest Mississippi area. And then the Miss Lou.
And that brings a whole other thing into bringing Jefferson Military College back, because if you really go back in history, and I've been blessed to know a little bit about history out there.
Yes.
Way back in the day, very, very wealthy folks from other countries sent their sons up here way back in the day to Jefferson Military College to get a great education.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives me goosebumps because you may not know this, but several years ago, the vintage baseball games that were held right there where they back in the day played baseball at are named in my mom was still alive then, but the vintage baseball games that we did were the Catherine Ann Wall All-Good baseball games.
Wow.
And the Dayton, let me get this, the Ohio Clodbusters and the Dayton Muffins anyway, teams would come down here and we would play them in the old style of baseball where they actually played way back in the day,
Amazing.
baseball during
Yeah.
Civil War times or
Yeah.
War of whatever you want to call it. But I mean, it's, that was,
Jimmy, you've got to share that history with them and some way have a display made because they are going to be in this museum
sure,
celebrating all of the history of Mississippi. We are the cradle of Mississippi history and much of American history right here.
sure,
But they're also going to have a lot of history relevant to Jefferson Military College, and so that needs to be celebrated.
sure. We actually, and it's another quick little tidbit, we actually played as the Natchez Democrats. And it was many of the guys way back in the day when softball was huge here.
Yeah.
If you may know or you may not know where the pool sits right now over there
Right.
by, and I believe we're going to talk about that with the school system about what maybe the old convention center may be turned into.
Yeah,
But
some exciting things
where that
there.
pool sits way back in the day, early 2000s, right before 2000, we had about 28 men and women's and co-ed and church teams that played softball on that one field.
Wow.
So, and then things happen as far as,
Yeah.
the school needed anyway. But a lot of things have happened in the last 20 plus years. But I don't really let you talk about other things that are going on in and around our area.
You brought it up. The Seckler building, the old convention center,
Yes, sir.
that's there. It's going to see new life.
Okay.
We have started working on that project. When I ran for mayor, I said we want more in the way of workforce development.
Sure.
And so back in January, we actually hired a director of workforce development, Ms. Tawana Williams. She's been working very hard, has a great background, having been at Colin for a number of years. And so we had a meeting Monday, in fact, on this. And I'm excited to say that we have an architect now involved in working on a plan for the Seckler building
Okay.
to make it possible to accommodate several new workforce development disciplines.
Some that I really have a kindred liking to.
There will be a school of film and cinema there at the Seckler building. And let me explain why the Seckler building.
Sure.
We originally looked at the tire plant,
Yes, sir.
but after really studying the tire plant, we realized it's about 500,000 square feet. And we have been able, through our brownfield grant and the assessment that was done, get a clean bill of health on it, as long as people don't disturb the asbestos. So we're starting to turn our sights toward finding an economic development prospect, industrial prospect for the old tire plant.
Sure.
So we turned our sights to the Seckler building because the new Natchez High School, which is going to be completed this fall,
Right.
is going to be right across the way from the Seckler building. And then right adjacent to the Seckler building, the existing Fallon Center, and then the existing high school, that'll become the middle school.
Yes, sir.
Fallon Center is still going great.
Right.
So it's a perfect location. And so the school board is donating it to this program. It will be vacated for the most part by this fall. The field house activities will still be in a portion of it, but it will have enough vacant space to move forward with our plans.
That is awesome.
So we're looking at an arts and film, school
Yes, sir.
there, film and cinema school. But we're also looking at a school for the Velocis disciplines.
Absolutely.
We have promised the governor, as we prepare now for America's largest biorefinery
Right.
that will be coming here in late 2023. They'll
Okay.
be breaking ground. We've got to start building the workforce development for that.
Right.
We're also looking at a enhanced hospitality program, and the school's going to donate all this old school kitchen equipment that's coming out of the two schools that are now being consolidated into the new, what will be the new middle school.
Yes, sir.
So we have that, and then we're also looking into some other disciplines. I said 4. Let's see. We've got the film and cinema. We've got Velocis. We've got the hospitality program.
What about that
Oh.
Sarah technology guys over there? But anyway.
Well, that's all being built, and let me say,
Okay, go ahead.
we have existing programs that are being beefed up right now
Okay.
at Colin and Alcorn, and also the Fallon Center, and also the Lynn Jobs Center.
Right.
All of this is being promoted, And Ms. Williams has been meeting with the existing employers, saying, "What can we do?" Meeting with Colin, the others.
Sure.
What can we do to help? Now, this is the fourth one: electrical.
Absolutely.
We're going to be putting an electrical school there at the Secretariat.
That is awesome.
So a lot of ambitious plans.
And you know, going back over to Colin, we talk about diesel driving academy type stuff for CDLs with maybe Coastal and then Jordan
Great
Carriers.
news, great news.
What other company has that many red trucks running up down the highways and byways?
Jordan Carriers is growing at a record rate. A little small homespun business right here in Natchez. Started with one truck about
Sure.
20, 30 years. Look at them now.
Absolutely.
I think they're the largest trucking operation of their sort in the southeast United States, at least in our region. Now,
I know I'm getting old, Mayor,
man.
when I know that I'm old enough to referee one of those young kids, one of those brothers when he went to Trinity. Anyway, go ahead. I didn't mean to throw that.
Was it Doug?
Yeah, and Doug was a youngster, and I was kind of a young referee back then.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I started coaching and refereeing when I come back from
Wow.
college in 1986.
That's amazing.
I don't want to give the.
That's
I'm
amazing.
not old, but I'm just
No, you are.
seasoned.
Well, I'm not either.
You know, I don't understand why my hair's turning gray and yours just stays beautiful blonde.
Oh, come on. Well,
Yeah.
it used to be, they say redheads turn blonde,
Okay.
I think. But let me tell you this, Jimmy.
All right.
The exciting thing there, so we really worked with Colin that first year of our administration trying to help get a CDL program back at Colin.
Right.
And it fell flat because it didn't have any financial assistance. We're talking about an expensive plan.
Sure.
So Coastal now has stepped up,
Right.
and the CDL program is back alive and well, and they are getting people into the program. And so Coastal is a major partner now in our area. Financial assistance is available. We have CDL back
Sure.
in Natchez.
Tell you how small the world it is. Upstairs in my other production green screen / film and studio, way back in the day, when again times were very good for you here in Natchez, they actually taught classes up there. You know, the class side of it, not the driving side, but I mean the class
Isn't
side of it.
that great?
And
Wow.
one of those major groups was a major partner with us on Redneck Adventures when we kind of hit national TV back, I don't know, 2003.
Wow.
Times are great. You know, I'm smiling like a possum eating grits and grapes because I'm, all the things that we're doing from a media side. I don't know if you noticed when you came in right there, but over there on the big screen TV. But when you gave your welcome, your year.
State of the City.
State of the City. That was the first live broadcast.
I remember.
Now we've been tweaking for about a year.
Yes.
And my youngster, who Michael Louis Wilson, started with me like in the 8th grade at ACCS when we started doing all these live streams.
Yes.
He literally informed me the other day. He said, "Let the mayor know when you see him that now weather's on there, radar's on there, Twitter's on there, Visit Natchez."
I go to Roku.
Oh my
I watch
gosh!
it. Y'all have got a great thing going. And Jimmy, I was excited.
There's over 50 original programs on there,
I
Mayor.
know, and I was excited to be here just a couple weeks ago when you had
American
the
Ramblers.
premiere event for American Ramblers.
That gives me goosebumps because the state of Louisiana, the state of Mississippi, you here, Mayor Buzz here. Hey, I call her Hurricane Betsy Barnes. Did she give an eloquent opening? I was standing back over there in the side of the room, and she was. I had no idea what she was, and everybody's been kind of contacting me like, she nailed you as far as me being kind of a collector of people. But
you are.
And
Jimmy,
this ain't about me. This is about you and about
But I'm going to tell
Natchez,
you, and in fact, I took a picture of Betsy and I texted it to my friend Billy Nungesser, Lieutenant Governor of Louisiana.
Isn't he awesome?
I said, your girl's doing great up here in Natchez. He is awesome. We love Billy Nungesser. We really do. And so grateful for his support.
And before Katrina, when he was the parish president down in Buras, Louisiana, we were again at the height of our TV show with Redneck Adventures. That's when I first crossed paths with Billy. He was and I knew then. After Hurricane Katrina hit, who else? And I know you've been to Washington a bunch, and you've been the mayor of Crystal Springs. You've been around the globe a bunch too. Billy Nungesser was on national TV for 57 days in a row saying, "Hey, Washington D.C. We're Buras, Venice, and Plaquemines Parish down here. It ain't all about just New Orleans." And I don't need to get off on that stump. But there's
great leadership.
Absolutely.
Great leadership. Speaking of the state of the city, we will hit our 2-year mark next month.
Sure.
On July 24th. So we are planning a State of the City event for Friday, July 22nd.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be revealing details soon, and we'll make sure you know, because we want to be on Natchez TV.
Absolutely.
And then I want to give a shout out for another event that's going to take place the very next day on July the 23rd. It's a Saturday.
Right.
And Alderman Ben Davis, he's the Alderman of Ward 5, he's putting together a fishing outing to the Natchez State Park. We've already got it worked out. Our amazing director of Parks and Recreation, Sonora Cole, is helping with this. And it'll be for dads and their kids, their sons, their daughters.
Absolutely.
And I think you and Alderman Davis are going to be getting together soon to talk some details.
I think I know a guy that's got a few fishing rods.
Yeah.
I think his name's Richard Parker. And
Yeah.
you got to meet Richard last
I remember
year.
Richard, yeah.
Now, last weekend, ran into we had the state championship Bass Tactics in Pearl at Bass Pro Shop.
Yes.
Tons of kids up there, gave away tons of scholarships.
Wow.
Last year, April 30, May 1, and May 2, you and Mayor Buzz Crowd,
Yes.
Chief Joey Merrill, Sheriff David Harris, I'm going to leave somebody else, I'm going to stop. But we had almost 200 kids come last year.
That was great.
For the state championship. Now, because of your welcome wagon and laying out the red carpet, as well as Mayor Buzz, and so many from our area, July 7, 8, 9, and probably for about 6 days, right after Alabama comes and July 4th and the fireworks.
Exciting things.
There's going to be somewhere around 1,000, probably somewhere around 400 student athletes coming here.
Wow.
We're going to give away about $750,000 in scholarships, Mayor.
Wow.
But without, that's amazing. I mean, I've been coaching and refereeing and trying to give back all of my life, but I've never, anyway, $750,000. And I'm proud to say there's several of our kids from the program one that you met last year, the Will Rooker from, he's D'Iberville Warrior. And then you met the 2 young ladies last year. Will is now fishing on full scholarship at Kentucky Christian University. He's up in a little place called Saginaw, Michigan, fishing for the Kentucky Christian University Knights.
Wow. 2
of our kids fishing on Montevallo University over in Birmingham, the #1 college team for the last 2 years. I mean, LSU, Louisiana Tech. Anyway.
Man.
And a bunch of our kids at ACCS, at first year in existence, and they got like 3 teams in the top 10 in the whole state.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow.
But let's go back for just a minute. I know we got a few more minutes.
Yeah, I got 11 o'clock at City Hall.
There you go. So I got to get you back to your main office.
It's the way it goes. Golly, where does time go when you're having fun?
If anybody out there wants to run the Mayor and Jim Bob Marathon, we need to we need to have one where people just try to keep up with you and me. I don't know.
Man. That's a real compliment that I'm in that league, because I've never seen anyone with your energy. And just thank you for everything you do for the Miss Lou.
But hey, I want to
and for
tell
everything happening here in Mid South.
It's great, sir. Now there's a few other things that's going to be restored right there. That's in the Duncan Park area, the old billiard room.
Yes.
I kind of heard through the grapevine. Tell me a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Along with all the support we're getting through Archives and History, we're getting some amazing grants.
Yes, sir.
We've gotten a grant to restore City Hall. We've gotten a grant to restore House on Ellicott Hill. Magnolia Hall has been restored with these grants and other projects. We've gotten a grant that's going to restore the billiard hall next to Auburn.
Sure.
And restore its use as a community center.
That's awesome.
For the first time in many, many years, and also included in the grant funds to restore the bathrooms there.
Because those bathrooms were bad in 1970. I'm not even going to say what year it was.
I don't know. It might be a fun. I don't know if y'all do snake adventures sometimes out in the wild, but you could probably go to those bathrooms and may catch a few.
Absolutely. There was a good one. There was a good one.
Terrible.
You may know up the road at Lake Washington last week. There was the 13th annual snake grabbing rodeo. I wasn't able to go get bit last week. I was at Pearl, and then which was a blessing, because I don't like getting bit by snakes.
Listen,
they're not.
I do want to encourage everyone to leave the good snakes alone.
That's right.
But at the same time, I should maybe say this on air. May have some people who find offense, but I am enjoying some new snakeskin boots.
All right, how about that? There you go.
So anyway,
that's it.
All right.
So there's I'm trying to think. We got What about, there's one other, like the Sierra Technology Group.
Cyrus
Cyrus
growing.
Growing.
We have more announcements coming.
Yes.
I will just go this far to say
Okay.
that Chandler Russ, Natchez Inc. shared
What
with
a
me.
man.
Oh, he's great. 2 weeks ago, shared with me that every inch is now either leased or optioned in our industrial park.
That is.
We're going to have to start looking for more space.
That's a great problem to have.
Amazing.
And I believe, did you have another little meeting with our good buddy Dickie Brennan? And there's a few more little, I want to say another Pink Floyd bricks in the
Dickie
wall.
fixed me dinner 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Monday night, I had to drive down there and drive right back. I
Okay.
couldn't even say the night. We were so busy in Natchez. But I will say, great meetings every week.
Sure.
And they're keeping me informed, but I'm not revealing any details until I'm totally sure. We were heartbroken when the Eola did not break ground in March.
Sure.
We were heartbroken, all because of these cost escalations.
Unbelievable.
Well, they've been tweaking the design,
Okay.
more rooms, more opportunity for revenue, more partners, more financial investment, and this week they're starting the process now of planning the garage
Sure.
and utilizing a local architect that we all know and love. So I look forward to the day when I am allowed to
Let the cat out of the bag.
But let me just say, the Eola is going to happen. It's going to be amazing.
That's great
It
stuff.
is.
That's great stuff. Any other? Hey, I know.
We're tweaking the plans for Silver Street, raising
Yes.
Silver Street. We had to tweak
Maybe
a few
asphalt.
things.
What may not be anyway.
And we're hoping that asphalt comes down. Our initial forecast was a $1.25 million project.
Sure.
Then it looked like it was going to exceed $2 million.
Right.
So we've been waiting a few things out, and we hope to break ground sometime in the next, Lord willing, and the river don't rise.
Sure. Absolutely.
Sometime in the next couple of months.
Well, Viking Cruise Lines, American Queen Steamboat
Yes.
Company, American
They're
Cruise
coming.
Lines. Me and you, we've
That's
had
amazing.
multiple talks about, and that's bringing.
Viking Mississippi is almost finished. It's going
Sure.
to bring well into the 400s each week.
Yes.
We're talking 8 more buses.
Absolutely.
I mean, what a great thing for Natchez. We're waiting on their delivery date.
Sure.
Along with everybody else. Their delivery date's been delayed a bit. They were hoping to be on the river this month, but we'll know very soon.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you what, there was a great couple from Connecticut or wherever. Oh, we're right there. I know. Welcoming these folks to town, I'm going to tell you what, they're hungry for what we have here in our beloved Natchez.
Yes.
And again, I'm excited about all the things that we're going to be doing. Now having our own TV station.
Oh.
It's been a few years since Fox 48 left and went
Yeah.
back to Alexandria.
Yeah.
So we've replaced that
Yeah.
with that and all the other schools and everything. So anyway, thumbs up, brother.
So proud of you.
Please
Grateful for you.
Yes,
Tell Carla hello.
I'll
the
do it.
whole Mid-South family.
that's it.
And
Hey,
thank
we're
you,
gonna finish
Facebook.
it up.
Thank you for listening.
All right, we out of here. Thank you for coming in.
God
sir.
bless.
All right, God bless you too. All right, folks, we gonna.